All right, moving one step further after the if-then conditions, we have a marking scheme. We have to give the grades. Grades mean A, B, C, A plus, B plus, C plus, fail. You have all seen a marking scheme like this in your results sheets. What this mention is, if a particular student has less than 40%, then he's fail. But if he has between 40 to 49%, then he obtains D. If he has between 50 to 59%, then he will get C. And moving forwards like this, between 70 to 79% A. And if he has greater than 80%, or maybe greater than or equals to 80%, then he will get A plus. So this is very simple, and you have all seen that scenario. But what if you have to mention all this marking scheme in a single formula right there? You have to write that formula. So we will start off with what kind of condition? Okay, you tell me. Yes, equals to if this percentage is less than 40%, then the student will get fail. Otherwise what? Pass? No, because if you mention pass, the logical test will just end, because it could have two answers, whether the condition is true and false. So you have to mention either pass or fail. So I will rather do a trick here, that if the student has less than percentage, if this condition is true, then he will be fail. Otherwise I have mentioned this little comma. Check again. Check again what? Check that if the student has less than 50%. If that's the case, then he will get D. Otherwise, check again. If this cell is less than 60%, if that's the case, then he will get C. Otherwise, check again. If this cell is less than 70%, then he will get B. Otherwise, check again. If this cell is less than 80%, if that's the case, then he will get A. Otherwise, because I have mentioned all the less conditions, if less than 40%, then fail. If less than 50%, then D. If less than 60%, then C. If less than 70%, then B. So in all the other conditions, in all the other scenarios, it will obviously be above 80%. So in all the other conditions, I will not mention if conditions, but I will say that otherwise give A plus. So this is called looping. Looping means under one if condition, there are multiple ifs. If one condition doesn't satisfy, it will move to next one. If that not satisfies, it will move to next one. If that condition is not fulfilled, it will move to next one. So it's also called nested ifs. So if anyone asks you, what do you know about nested ifs? This is the nested ifs. Okay. You've also noticed that we have just opened the brackets in all ifs. We haven't closed it yet. So because it has to run all together. So what we will do now, we will count the brackets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we will close the brackets all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hit enter. I think there is a mistake. Oh, I forgot to put the inverted commas here. So inverted commas and enter. There you have it. The results is A, and if I drag it down, you can see all the results. Isn't that amazing? And also, if you forget to close these brackets, Excel is smart enough and it will suggest you enter. Well, I have checked your formula and found some mistakes. It seems like you have forgot to close the brackets and I've tried to correct it. Am I right? Yes, of course. How could you be wrong? So I will accept this. Yes. Double click and send it down. Whoa, you have all the grading system automatically calculated. That's the power of Excel, and that's just the basics. We will move steps further as we progress through this course.